Good morning, friends of the internet. We are back again in the world of Tanks Garage. Today we are staring at our E-75, and I wanted to share something before we get into today's gameplay. The other day I was playing with some friends, just casually offline, and I was playing, and I didn't have my recording going because usually towards the late evenings I'm just playing for fun, and I was just playing for fun, helping to be a supporting role on our team. So I was just like playing. Our team was getting pretty well crushed, and I was just trying to stay alive. So I'm going to show you the end result of what I thought was probably my best gameplay ever that I didn't capture, unfortunately. So like I said, I was just trying to stay alive by the end of the game, and the final result was something that I was pretty much amazed by. So we're going to take a look at those stats right now. And this is what ended up happening. You can see how much damage we did and how much damage we blocked and how many rewards we got. And at this point in the game, when I was actually playing the game, I didn't feel like I was having this type of game. And what ended up happening was we just got steamrolled, and I was one of the last guys remaining, and I was just trying to fend off everything I could. And I was prioritizing targets. And I just literally ran out of time. I ran out of time. They were capping the flag. It was an encounter battle. I didn't have much life left in the tank. So I had to make an aggressive push, which got me in trouble, got me detected, and got me killed. Probably if I didn't have that time frame, I probably could have finished off at least one more tank and maybe broke the 10,000 mark. But I chose to try to, help the team and go after that, because at that particular point in the game, I didn't even think I was close to 9,000. So unfortunately, I didn't have the recording going, so I captured it, and it was my best game I've ever had in World of Tanks. But I wanted to share the stat with you. So with that being said, we're going to take the E-75 back out again today and see if we can come with something that's half as good as what we did that day. So let's find ourselves a match, shall we? All right, guys, so let's see. A couple E5s in platoon, a 57, 183 WT, couple E4s. We got some pretty solid tanks in here. We are not top tier, so we've got our hands filled. This is the first time that I actually really thought of going to the left-hand side, over to the alley there. Normally, I don't go over there because there's usually artillery, but as you can see, there's no artillery. So I'm thinking instead of going up on the hill and have an overlook like I normally would go do, that I thought I would go to the left. So I go ahead and I pivot and I start looking at all the tanks, and look at this. No tanks are going that way. Not the one. They're all pivoting and going this way. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be the one and only fool to go over there and just get destroyed and overrun. So at this point, I've changed my game plan. My game plan is to fall back to my old standby, go up onto the ridge line, get some eyes on a couple things, and try to support the left side. But it's kind of difficult because we're not going to have eyes. So I look over and I see the E3s going over there, and I'm kind of concerned that he's going by himself because he could get circled and ran around on. The E4 is dropping down. So I go ahead and I just ping this guy, maybe you should just fall back just to let him know, hey, there's no one going with you. So then all of a sudden I get my turret turned and I see the AMX. Let's see if we can kill him. Oh, here it is. Ooh. Swing and a miss. So close. But I'm not too concerned. There's no artillery, so there's nothing getting ready to rain down on me. I'm just going to back up a little bit so I don't get hit by something sitting out there. But I don't want that E3. I'm kind of like keeping my eye on that E3. I don't want him to get in trouble over there by himself. I get detected again here, and I'm like, wait, what is it? Oh, it's a bulldog? Okay, I'm not going to miss a shot on one of these guys again. So I make sure I zoom in and hit him for most of his life and take out his gun. So that's good. We can back him up. Then all of a sudden, I see the E5 over there. So what I want to do is try to see if I can catch these guys, these E5s. If they realize that nobody's over there except for this E3, they may decide to push. Now, I know that the one E5's there, so that means both of them's over there. And I know if they really attack that E3, they could probably take him out. If they stay where he's at, he's not going to be in too much trouble. They're going to have to really try to dig him out. So I'm trying to support him a little bit because it looks like the other side. And then this 30 pops up on the ridge line that has a complete nice shot on him. Even with the sliver of health. Come on, game. Couldn't I just get the kill? Like, why did you leave him with just a sliver? A sliver. You can't even see on the status bar how much life he's got. Come on, Wargaming, give it to me. Why you got to be so stingy? So now these guys, unfortunately, in the middle are getting shot from over on the left-hand side because they're being detected. But I can't help because there's no eyes on this left-hand side. So I'm hoping that those guys hurry, haul their ass, get into some cover because there's nothing I can do to support them. I'm literally just waiting for this E5 to both of them to push down here towards this E3. Because I know when they do, this is going to be the floodgates on this side. Our team is pushing up on the right-hand side really hard. So when they flood him, then I'm going to be next on the hit list because there's nothing else really over here to defend us. It looks like the VK-45 Bravo is actually AFK. So I see this guy, and this is what I was waiting for. So I get a shot. I blind fire him at the last second, and I get a shot. So I see the two E5s, and I'm trying to identify, like, are they going to rush this guy? So I'm telling this guy, you know, you need to fall back. Then he pings the map that we need to defend this position. And I agree, affirmative. But if he doesn't fall back around the corner, I can't help him. If something rushes the hill very aggressively on him, I may not be able to help him either. So I'm telling him just like, I have no shot. I wanted to tell him I have no shot. Because he needs to, and that's why I'm telling him to fall back, because I have no shot. I'm like, come on, get the thing to work. Then it said, okay, no shot. So I'm wanting the guy to know that where he's at in his position, he needs to fall back because I can't help him. If he continues to push forward, I don't have no shot. And then all of a sudden the light tank comes to attack him, and he makes the brutal mistake of coming to a complete stop. And I just clipped his track because he backed up at the last second, and thank God somebody else hit him, but was able to keep him off the ass of that E3 because it could have set him on fire. So I keep telling the guy, I have no shot. You're going to have to back up. So finally it appears like he's getting the message and starting to back up a little bit. But there's still no one really drawn out for me because now the 45 Bravo came into play, into the mix, and now he's over there. So now they're getting pushed so that they understand, okay, now we're in trouble. The 57 pops up trying to get side shots. I go ahead and I ammo rack him. I ping the map really quick for him. I'm pinging him as a target so everybody else will hit him. Come on, one more shot. Well, let's take him out. Perfect. Okay, so we've got this guy protected. We got the two E5s over here. We can see everything's kind of crushing across the middle here. So I figure, okay, now's the time for me to push and see if I can kind of put a little bit more pinch on him, maybe over the top. So as I do, I see the Bulldog coming down that I hit earlier, and I bet you he's wanting to get down here and get in the mix. So I'm thinking he might try to rush him, so I'm kind of following him. And then all of a sudden, I see the tank destroyer pop up here next to me, and I said, okay, there's that T-30, and then look what happens. Bam! And so I turn really quick. I put a shot into this guy. I hit his engine. I try to put my frontal armor to him in case he tries to shoot. Hopefully he'll bounce. I hope that E4 doesn't go over. Oh, he does. He went over and got crapped on. So we got a couple tanks that we got to deal with here. So we got a Bulldog rolling around here. We got an E5. We got this tank destroyer to my right. So as I go to turn and to try to deal with this guy, I turn and I look and I try to get a shot. And then all of a sudden, I'm starting to get shot. And I'm like, oh, it's this Bulldog wanting seconds on me. So then all of a sudden, he starts going after me. And then thank God somebody gets him off my butt because I could have been in trouble. I think he wanted payback for me shooting him earlier. So then, I'm going to go ahead and I decide to push the E5 since we pretty much got him pinned right here. And he's in trouble. So I go ahead and I finish him off. All right, piece of cake. So we got this side under control. Now we have the numbers. We should pretty much be on mop-up. I'm thinking that the 183 is probably over at the back of their spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and push over there, but somebody's pinging the map saying that they're over in the other corner, and I'm hoping that they're not in that corner because I'm far out of position for that. I'm hoping that there's somebody over here, WT off 183, one of them camping the base or watching the backup of those E5s. But I've never seen them. And see, they're still pinging the map saying that they're over that way. And I was like, uh-oh. Look at the map. Sure enough, they're completely over there. So, but I still don't see the other tank destroyer. So I'm going to slowly peek this ridge and let my binoculars come up and see if I can actually see anything off in the distance. Because now I know it's the 183. So I stop. I set the binocs. I don't want him to see me. And then all of a sudden he pops up. There he is. I got you now. So I go ahead and I put a quick shot into him. I'm going to get his attention towards me, and then hopefully they'll start shooting him. Looks like he plays this very smart, and he goes up and he gets right behind the building to where he can't get shot. So now he's got line of sight on me. So I've got to be very careful, because at 1,920 hit points on a previous video that I posted about a year and a half ago, I got hit at full health by a 183 and left with 20 hit points. So I know he can basically destroy me in one shot if I give him too much to look at here. So I see the tank destroyer coming up behind him, and I'm just gonna, you can see he's looking at me, so I'm just trying to give him something to look at. And I want to hold his attention here because I want that tank destroyer to come up behind him. So somebody tries to get a shot and it hits the corner of the building, and I was waiting for that tank destroyer, and he turns to take out that tank destroyer, and now's my opportunity to attack. So I go ahead and I put one shot into him. He's fired, so I know he's got a longer reload than I do. So I'm going to pull right up here on this ridge line. He gets shot again. I know I can finish him off with this one last shot. I was going to put it right there, and then all of a sudden he pivots and gives me a nice, better side shot. Perfect. I go ahead and finish him off. So you got to be very careful when you're playing with those against those 183s, because like I said, I've been hit for 1,900 in this. So let's take a look at our stats. We did 4,166. We only blocked 150, so not near our 9,000 game, but still a decent showing for the the E-75. We were second on our team. We had 6,000 damage with our E3, which we were supporting over there. So we was second on the team, only behind him. We basically held up our team pretty good. Looks like a lot of our tier 10s didn't have the best game in the world. We fired quite a few rounds and hit quite a few. We did 625 with 2 shots into him. The 57 we hit for 567. I don't think we hit this Chaffee. No, that's the one that came out and I missed. The E5 was 269. 521 on the other E5. And how much did we do to that poor 183? We did 1,043 on him. And then we did 501 on the T30. And then we hit the Bulldog for 641 there at the rip. So a pretty efficient game for us. Like I said, not near the 9,000 game. I'm sorry I didn't ever get that one captured for you guys. And when that game was over, I just thought, man, I wish I would have been recording. But with that being said, we still pulled out over a 4,000 game in this match. We played very efficiently and smart. We saved our tank. We supported our E3. And I think that was a pretty good game on my part. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. That way you know when we're posting new YouTube content and when we're live streaming. You haven't checked us out on Twitch or YouTube Gaming. Come hang out, be part of the audience. If you're new to those channels, smash those follow buttons. So until next time, guys, we'll see your faces on the battlefield. Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you enjoyed that video, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for future videos.